You clicked because you want cleaner arteries. Good, because what I am about to show you works. Here is what most people over 60 believe. They think coffee is just coffee, a morning habit, nothing more. Maybe they add sugar, maybe cream, and they assume their arteries are a problem only a doctor can fix. Pills, procedures, expensive tests. But here's the truth nobody's talking about. Your morning coffee can become a powerful arterial cleansing ritual. 5 specific ingredients added to your cup every single morning, and your blood vessels respond. I have spent over a decade researching cardiovascular nutrition. I have reviewed hundreds of peer-reviewed studies on arterial health, and I am going to hand you the exact protocol today. No prescriptions, no complicated routines, just 5 ingredients you can buy this week. I will show you what each one does inside your arteries. I will give you the exact amounts to use, and I will explain the one mistake that cancels all the benefits. Most people have never even heard of ingredient number 3. It comes from India. It tastes tart, and it protects your arteries in a way nothing else can. Stay with me. Your arteries are about to thank you. Before we get to the ingredients, you need to understand what is actually happening inside your blood vessels. Because if you do not understand the problem, the solution will not make sense. After 60, your arteries face a triple threat. Nitric oxide drops, causing stiffness. Oxidative stress builds plaque like rust, and inflammation locks it all in. You don't need a complex fix, just a daily habit. These 5 ingredients for your morning coffee target all 3 problems at once. But pay attention, the dosage makes all the difference. And there is one common mistake you must avoid, which I will explain at the end. Let us start with the ingredient that surprises people the most. And no, it is not what you think. Ingredient number 1, black seed oil, also called Nigella sativa. This is the one that makes people say, wait, what? Black seed oil in coffee? Yes, and here's why it works. Black seed oil contains a compound called thymoquinone. Thymoquinone is a natural anti-inflammatory agent. It reduces the inflammatory signals that drive plaque buildup. But that's not all. Black seed oil also supports healthy cholesterol balance. It helps lower LDL, the bad cholesterol, and it supports HDL, the good cholesterol. Studies show that just 2 grams per day can shift your cholesterol profile. Your arteries notice the difference. Now, here's how you use it. You add a few drops, not a spoon, just a few drops, maybe 5 to 8 drops in your morning coffee. The flavor is strong, earthy, a little peppery, but in dark roast coffee, it blends in. You'll barely notice it after a few days. Let me tell you about a viewer named Richard. Richard is 67, retired electrician, drank black coffee every morning for 40 years. His doctor told him his cholesterol was a problem, put him on a statin. He hated the side effects, muscle pain, fatigue, brain fog. He started adding black seed oil to his coffee instead, just a few drops every morning. 3 months later, his LDL dropped 18 points. His doctor was confused. Richard just smiled. Now, I'm not saying ditch your medication without talking to your doctor, but I am saying this oil does something real, and most people have never even tried it. Why does this matter so much? Because inflammation is the silent driver of arterial damage. You can't feel it, you can't see it, but it's there every day, slowly stiffening your blood vessels. Black seed oil fights back. It calms the inflammation. It protects the lining. It shifts your cholesterol. And it does it without the side effects of synthetic drugs. Here's what most people get wrong. They add too much. More is not better with black seed oil. Too much can upset your stomach. Stick to a few drops. Let your body adjust. After a week, you can add 1 or 2 more if you tolerate it. But never go overboard. This is a marathon, not a sprint. Now, if black seed oil surprised you, wait until you hear about ingredient number 2. This one is so unexpected that most people laugh when they hear it, but the science is undeniable. Let me show you. Ingredient number 2, beetroot powder. Yes, beets in your coffee. I know what you're thinking. That sounds disgusting. But hear me out, because this is the real game changer. Beetroot powder is loaded with natural nitrates. When you consume these nitrates, your body converts them into nitric oxide. Remember nitric oxide? It's the molecule that tells your arteries to relax, to widen, to let blood flow freely. After 60, your nitric oxide production drops significantly. Some studies say by 50% or more. Your arteries get stiff, blood pressure rises, plaque accumulates. Beetroot powder reverses this decline. It floods your body with the raw materials to make nitric oxide again, and your blood vessels respond within hours. Here's how you use it. A small pinch, maybe a quarter teaspoon, just enough to boost nitric oxide without changing the taste of your coffee. Some people notice a slight earthiness. Most people notice nothing at all. The key is consistency. Every morning, same small amount. Let me tell you about Samantha. Samantha is 72, former nurse, knew more about health than most doctors, but she ignored her own blood pressure for years. It crept up, 140 over 90, then 150 over 95. Her doctor wanted to add a second medication. Samantha said, "Give me 60 days." She started adding beetroot powder to her morning coffee. Just a pinch, nothing crazy. 60 days later, her blood pressure was 128 over 82. Her doctor couldn't explain it. Samantha could. She understood the science. Why does this matter so much for your arteries? Because stiff arteries are dangerous arteries. When your blood vessels can't flex, pressure builds. When pressure builds, plaque cracks. When plaque cracks, clots form. And clots cause heart attacks and strokes. Beetroot powder keeps your arteries flexible. It takes the pressure off, literally. And it costs almost nothing. A jar of beetroot powder lasts months. Compare that to the cost of blood pressure medications. Compare that to the cost of a hospital stay. This is prevention at its finest. Now, here's the critical detail. You must use beetroot powder, not beet juice. Beet juice has too much sugar, and mixing juice into coffee creates a mess. Powder dissolves cleanly. No sugar spike, no weird texture. Just pure nitrate power in your cup. Most people over 60 are walking around with depleted nitric oxide. Their arteries are tight, their blood flow is restricted, and they have no idea that a pinch of red powder could change everything. But you know now, and once you add ingredient number 3, the effects multiply. This next one comes from India. Almost nobody in the West has heard of it, but it does something to LDL cholesterol that no other ingredient can do. Let me explain. Ingredient number 3. Amla powder, also known as Indian gooseberry. This is the one most people have never encountered. Amla has been used in traditional medicine for thousands of years, but Western science is just now catching up. And what researchers found is remarkable. Amla reduces LDL oxidation. Remember, oxidized LDL is the real problem. Regular LDL floats through your blood without causing much harm, but when LDL gets oxidized by free radicals, it becomes sticky. It latches onto your artery walls. It forms the foundation of plaque. Amla stops this process. It's one of the most powerful antioxidants on the planet. It protects your LDL from oxidation before it can cause damage, and it supports the endothelium. The endothelium is the inner lining of your arteries. When your endothelium is healthy, plaque can't stick. Amla keeps that lining smooth and strong. Here's how you use it. A small pinch, maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. Amla is tart, very tart. Too much will make your coffee taste sour. Start small. See how your taste buds adjust. Most people find the tartness fades into the background after a week. Let me tell you about David. David is 64. Runs a small business, stressed all the time. His doctor ran a test called an oxidized LDL panel. David's numbers were through the roof. His LDL was not just high, it was damaged. His doctor said, "This is why your arteries are in trouble." David started researching. He found amla. He added a tiny pinch to his coffee every morning. He didn't change anything else. Same diet, same stress, same schedule. 3 months later, his oxidized LDL dropped by 32%. His doctor ordered the test twice because he didn't believe the results, but the numbers were real. Why does this matter so much? Because most people focus on total cholesterol. They don't realize that the type of cholesterol matters more than the amount. You can have moderate LDL and still have dangerous plaque. If that LDL is oxidized, it's attacking your arteries. Amla protects you at the molecular level. It intercepts the damage before it starts, and it works synergistically with beetroot powder. Beetroot opens your arteries. Amla protects the walls. Together, they create a defense system. Now, you might be wondering where to find amla powder. Indian grocery stores carry it. Health food stores often stock it, and you can easily find it online. Look for pure amla powder. No added sugar, no fillers. The good stuff is just ground Indian gooseberry. One bag lasts for months, and your arteries get stronger with every cup. Now, ingredient number 4 is one you probably recognize, but I guarantee you have never used it like this. It targets circulation in a way that complements everything else. Let me show you. Ingredient number 4, ginger powder. You know ginger. You've probably cooked with it. Maybe you drink ginger tea when your stomach is upset. But adding ginger to coffee? That's different. Ginger is a circulation booster. It contains compounds called gingerols and shogols. These compounds warm your blood vessels from the inside. They encourage blood to flow more freely, and they reduce the low-grade inflammation that damages your arteries over time. Here's something most people don't understand. Chronic low-grade inflammation is invisible. You can't feel inflamed, but your arteries do. Every inflammatory signals chip away at your blood vessel lining. They create tiny injuries, and those injuries attract cholesterol and plaque. Ginger calms this process. It reduces the inflammatory markers that drive arterial damage, and it does it naturally, gently, daily. Here's how you use it. A small pinch, maybe 1/8 of a teaspoon. Ginger powder dissolves easily in hot coffee. It adds a subtle warmth, a hint of spice. Most people actually enjoy the flavor. It makes your coffee feel more alive. Let me tell you about Patricia. Patricia is 69, retired teacher, always cold. Her hands and feet were freezing even in summer. Her doctor said it was poor circulation. Blood was not reaching her extremities efficiently. Patricia started adding ginger powder to her morning coffee. Within 2 weeks, she noticed her hands felt warmer. Within a month, she stopped wearing socks to bed. Her circulation improved, and her coffee tasted better. Why does this matter for your arteries? Because circulation is the whole point. Clean arteries are useless if blood is not flowing. Ginger gets your blood moving. It supports the delivery of oxygen and nutrients to every cell. And it helps the other ingredients work better. Think about it. Beetroot powder produces nitric oxide. Black seed oil calms inflammation. Amla protects your artery walls. Ginger makes sure the blood carries all these benefits everywhere. It is the engine that drives the whole system. Now, there's one more ingredient, and this one is going to sound strange. When I tell people about it, they think I'm joking. But the science is solid, and the results speak for themselves. Stay with me. Ingredient number 5, extra virgin olive oil. Yes, olive oil in your coffee. I know, it sounds bizarre, but this is the ingredient that ties everything together. Extra virgin olive oil is rich in polyphenols. These are powerful plant compounds that reduce oxidative stress. They protect your cells from damage, and they specifically support your HDL cholesterol. HDL is the good cholesterol. Its job is to sweep excess cholesterol out of your arteries. Think of HDL as a cleanup crew. But here's a problem. After 60, your HDL often becomes less functional. It's still there, but it doesn't work as well. Olive oil restores HDL function. It makes your cleanup crew more efficient, and that means less cholesterol sticking to your artery walls. Here's how you use it. 1 teaspoon, maximum. You can stir it into your coffee, or you can blend it for a few seconds to create a creamy texture. Some people call this bulletproof style coffee. The fat creates a smooth mouthfeel, and the flavor is surprisingly pleasant. A slight richness, a hint of grassiness. Most people grow to love it. Let me tell you about George. George is 71, former accountant, very skeptical by nature. He thought olive oil in coffee was ridiculous, but his HDL was low, and his doctor was concerned. George figured he had nothing to lose. He added 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil to his coffee every morning. He used a small blender to mix it smooth. 8 weeks later, his HDL jumped by 11 points. His doctor asked what he changed. George just laughed and said, "You wouldn't believe me if I told you." Why does this matter so much? Because HDL is your arterial defense system. It removes the cholesterol that could become plaque. When HDL works well, your arteries stay cleaner. When HDL is weak, cholesterol accumulates. Olive oil strengthens your defense system. It makes HDL do its job properly, and it adds healthy fats that keep you satisfied until lunch. Now here's the critical detail. You must use extra virgin olive oil. Not regular olive oil, not light olive oil. Only extra virgin has the polyphenols you need. Look for oil in a dark bottle. Check the harvest date. Fresh olive oil works best. Old stale oil loses its protective compounds. Pay a few extra dollars for quality. Your arteries are worth it. Now, I promise to give you the exact recipe and protocol, and I promise to reveal the mistake that cancels all these benefits. This next section is critical. Do not skip it. Here is your daily arterial support coffee recipe. Start with your regular cup of black coffee. Any roast works. Dark roast blends the flavors best. Add a small pinch of beetroot powder, about a quarter teaspoon. Add 5 to 8 drops of black seed oil. Add a tiny pinch of amla powder, about an eighth teaspoon. Add a small pinch of ginger powder, another eighth teaspoon. Add 1 teaspoon of extra virgin olive oil. Stir well or blend for 10 seconds if you prefer creamy. Drink it in the morning, every morning. Consistency matters. Now, here's what happens in your body. Day 1, the nitric oxide from beetroot starts relaxing your arteries. Day 7, the anti-inflammatory effects start accumulating. Day 14, your circulation noticeably improves. Day 30, your cholesterol markers start shifting. Day 60, your arteries are measurably more flexible. Day 90, your doctor starts asking questions. This is not instant magic. This is daily compound interest for your cardiovascular system. Every cup builds on the one before. Every morning stacks the benefits higher. You're not just drinking coffee, you're rebuilding your arteries. Now here's the mistake that ruins everything. Adding sugar. Sugar spikes your blood glucose. High blood glucose increases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress damages your LDL and artery walls. Sugar literally cancels the benefits of everything else in your cup. If you need sweetness, use a tiny bit of stevia or use monk fruit extract. These do not spike blood sugar. But honestly, after a week, you won't miss the sweetness. The ginger adds warmth, the olive oil adds richness. Your taste buds will adapt, and your arteries will reward you. Second mistake, skipping days. These ingredients work through consistent daily exposure. Skip a day and you're breaking the momentum. Skip a week and you're starting over. Make this ritual non-negotiable. Your morning coffee, every single day. Third mistake, using cheap, low-quality ingredients. Stale beetroot powder has lost its nitrates. Refined olive oil has no polyphenols. Invest in quality. Your arteries are not a place to cut corners. Now, I have to be honest with you. I've given you everything you need. The ingredients, the amounts, the protocol, the science. If you scroll away right now without liking this video, that's your choice. But think about this. Someone you love might need this information. Your spouse, your sibling, your best friend. When you hit that like button, you help the algorithm show this to more people over 60. People whose arteries are clogging right now, who have no idea help exists. One click from you could save someone's life. Do it now. Let me bring this full circle. I promise you 5 ingredients that could help unclog your arteries, and I delivered more than that. You now understand why arteries clog after 60. You know how nitric oxide, oxidation, and inflammation work against you, and you have the exact recipe to fight back. Beetroot powder for nitric oxide, black seed oil for cholesterol balance, amla powder for LDL protection, ginger powder for circulation, extra virgin olive oil for HDL support. 5 ingredients, 1 cup, every morning. Your arteries don't have to get worse with age. You have the power to change the trajectory, and it starts tomorrow morning. Here's what I want you to do next. Hit that subscribe button. We release videos like this every week. Then click the video on your screen right now. It covers another morning ritual that supports heart health after 60. Combine both videos and you have a complete cardiovascular defense system. Your future self will thank you. Your family will thank you. And your arteries will finally get the support they deserve. I'll see you in the next video. Take care of your heart. It's the only one you've got.